Well, good morning, kids. Wow. We're all the way up to December 19th here, and here's old Grandpaw Koyote coming to you once again from Crestone, Colorado, here in the U.S. of A. And babies, been a lot of chaos along the way, and it seems like it doesn't want to give it up. But we're so close now. I mean, we live at the center of the universe. People, we seriously do. Our Mother Earth is the center of the universe. Humanity encompasses the centering energy of the universe inside of ourselves, in our beautiful hearts. We bring it all together. And that's recognition of that simple existence, reality, is what brings us home to the heart and changes the way we live in this paradigm forever and ever. Now, we've talked pretty seriously here about an end to death, and in a sense, as we come into this realization of the centering love inside of ourselves, that it's meant to create a conscious explosion, an explosion in consciousness that comes from the earth through her children to every being throughout all living things, throughout all galaxies and universes, through all the stars and planets, everything that is. It's centering here. It begins here. And these flim-flam people try to convince you that humanity's just fluffed off on a little planet called Mother Earth that, is just one of many going through their stages. And in a sense, on a level, that's true. But in another sense, in reality, the consciousness we're coming to, the reason why we're symbolically moving into the center of the universe on the 21st of December is because that's what we are. That's where we truthfully exist. The center of the heart. And only the center could do such things as what we have allowed to be done to ourselves. Only the strongest beings and souls and energies can live to tell about something like what we've just been through and some of the horrors we're still completing here in this world. We are the life, the love of everything. We are the love then that creates that life and has chosen to experience it in a gazillion different ways. This is the consciousness, the state of consciousness we're coming to now. We're bringing together the light and the dark inside of ourselves. Now, I told you, when I was a kid, I got dosed with darkness like you wouldn't believe, Everybody does to an extent, but I got a huge dose of it. But I've managed through a pretty wild life to gentle it down and bring out much more of its own personality and make it more of a part of myself day to day, and not do it in what you'd call an evil way whatsoever, but in a way that promotes harmony, that is harmony. And because I've been able to do this with this dose of darkness and others that have carried their share of it too, well, humanity has already pulled through. And we're ready now. We're on the threshold of accepting the sweetness of our own conscious love. This that creates and what is creation. For certain. And you'll know it. It's coming to you right now, even as I speak of it. It's coming to you from the stars, from the invisible frequencies in the air that affect each and every one. And yeah, babies, we have been manipulated and controlled. Much of our feelings, especially those we call ego, anger, rebellion, conformity, sleepyheadedness, sleepwalking, all of these are conditioned responses. That means we've been programmed to behave in certain ways. We've been operated through by other energies. We're becoming conscious of those energies inside of ourselves. They manifest as light and dark, pain and non-pain, pain and joy. These kind of things. It's the world of duality, you know, where there's always an opposite, where there's light, there's dark, etc., you know. Well, babies, we're about to put an end to that perspective and end it quick. And in so doing, we're freeing all the slaves. That's ourselves. We, as the subject members of paradise, have come here to do this. We've lived throughout this entire spectrum of humanity just so we could. We've taken this experience into ourselves and all the depravity in it, and we've transformed it into something good, something livable, something that we live to tell about, and put an end to death in the process, because we close the divisions between the worlds. We step away from the unconscious state and are becoming conscious once again of our place at the center of the universe, the center of the heart that is, that creates everything. One heart in everything. And as we gain this consciousness, regain this consciousness, so too then does the rest of everything living. It spreads outward like a huge atomic explosion. It's such a basic and fundamental thing, such a fundamental change. Not any of the beings that you've been communicating with, if you have, that come from star family and so forth, is going to stay in the same frame of consciousness either. These ideas of division, these ideas that anything is better or worse than anything else, out the window, because we see our place in creation, because we know as human beings, once again, who we are. And because it feels so right, as we step into it, we can trust this love. So I'm here to tell you, don't worry about the stuff you see happening around you too much. I mean, these things that seem to be coming to a head that are trying to deceive us. As you become increasingly conscious and aware, as the frequencies here increase, and boy, they've increased this morning, it's almost irritating. We're being called into such great expansion. But babies, here's to expansion. Here's to growth. Here's to being the love that we are. And one morning soon, you will awaken. I'm just here to help you prepare the way inside yourself. Spend as much time in communion with no matter how nutty it gets out here. And it could get a little nutty. But no matter how nutty it gets out here, get yourself centered. Get with some other like-minded people if there are any around you. If not, gather them in from all around you, because they're everywhere. There's many beings here holding the light, and that's why we live to see this love that we are. And it's coming through now. And over these next 16 days, the most tremendous changes we've ever seen since creation began. The grand experience has come to a time of completion for us all. Humans at the very root of that, at the very center of it, took the worst of it because we could, because we are those beings that carry such great light and such great love and can do this. That's why we've done it. So a lot of this energy, as the increase in consciousness comes up through your root energy. Don't be alarmed when you feel unusual feelings there and in your gut areas as well, and then it spreads up into your heart and on up through. You know, it actually creates a circle, an expansive circle. So as it comes into you and comes up through you, it integrates the energies that have been set aside inside of you and left dormant for a long, long time. It integrates the energies that have felt incomplete. It integrates the energies that have known hatred and lust and all those other things. It brings it all together in a complete circle. And you might even use your hand, as I'm doing right now, to help direct this energy as it comes into you. Symbolically, it's assisting yourself. It's bringing yourself back together. So that one morning soon you wake up and the world and you are a very changed place. There is peace and there's nothing but love and creation and experience and the most humble and happy of appreciation there could ever be. Yeah, that leads to a grand party in the sky, on the earth, everywhere. Because we've got something to celebrate. Many of you don't party at all. As the years have gone by, you just let it go because you didn't feel like there's anything to party about. Well, the party that's coming now is huge, and it's natural. And I think it's just about 16 days away. This is December 19 of 2012. 2 days away from December 21. That begins the fun. But the next 16 days are the significant steps we've been waiting for. And again, don't worry about all the stuff that, has been planned, the deceptions. Because we've already grounded sufficient loving energy here to dissuade them all. And if somebody should attempt to deceive you, say with a huge alien invasion or some monkey crap like that, just know you'll see it for what it is. It disappears. It dissipates. It just can't happen. It just isn't real. You see truth and only truth as you step into this conscious awareness, as you allow this root energy to come up through you and arise and awaken your heart and mind and reconnect all with the soul and the spirit. Do you see what you're becoming now? A whole and complete unit. Practice this. This is the way to integrate the energies, baby. Practice this. You're bringing together everything inside of yourself. Anything you've ever felt as conflict is going to come up and be dissipated as a part of this process. All of it. Conflict will be solved inside of you, resolved inside of you. You should go through this rather rapid process. So things are coming to a head now. You betcha. Be ready for just about anything. Let your imagination expand. Because then you can accept reality. Question all that you've been taught about your own history and the history of humanity. The day of freedom is maybe like 3 days away, when the invaders finally become conscious enough to let go of their hold on humanity. We voluntarily took it into ourselves just so we could bring them back to this state of awareness. It's been a grand experience for us all. Light and dark and everything in between. Tough as hell. And hell many times over. Repeated in nearly every life. All across this planet. And therefore, as a result of that energy, throughout the galaxies and worlds. That's why there's been so much trouble out here and in here. Because we haven't held it right. But we had to go through it. We had to understand it. We had to bring it into ourselves, bring it back to the light, so it can know its truth. So there will be peace forevermore throughout everything. And the need for conflict is completely erased, eliminated, gone from us. growth comes to us now in spectacular ways. And if you think the experience we've had here has been something, the stuff we're stepping into now, far grander, an expansion of love that you can't even anticipate, let alone imagine at the moment. But it's coming, and you feel it, and you know it. I know it. It's spreading wide. Don't worry so much about the differences now you hold with other people. Let them be what they are. Draw whatever borders or boundaries you have to, but hey, don't worry. These things will evaporate. You just won't believe, well, you will, of course, the changes in attitudes throughout the centers of this earth. And these may not be exactly in places you think they are, but it doesn't really matter. From these centers outward comes the energy of love that reforms it all. And they are scattered all across the earth. And you'll be amazed, as I am, when they begin to appear and show themselves. Keep this circle of energy flowing through yourself. Be the love that you are. Accept it. I mean, I don't care how upset you are, how deeply in pain. You feel this. Just let it keep coming. Your pains will be relieved. The journey with pain and conflict, that form of experience will complete itself. And the day of freedom is at hand. It's not far from us. I see it in 3 days. It might take a week, but I think 3 days. So that'll make it the 22nd or the 23rd. That's when the invaders become conscious enough of the heart within themselves. They finally let go. And we prepared a beautiful place for them to go. And sent their children there ahead of them to make sure that this paradise would be right for everyone. I know it sounds a little loopy, a little crazy, but this is truth. And somewhere in your heart, beyond that critical mind, you're hearing it. And you know it's truth. Because you've received of its energy right now, in this moment. Babies, the love we hold for you is spectacular. All of us, as living beings, thank you for your experience here on this earth, within this unreality, this harsh, cold, and cruel world that is so filled with love and light. It got as bad as you could imagine it. Now it gets as good as you can imagine. That's why I tell you, let that old imagination stretch. We don't want to limit or restrict ourselves this time, babies. Peace is with us. The journey of love is the journey of love. Rock and roll, babies. I'll catch you real soon on the other side of the big hump, I'm sure.